To create a schedule for your equipment, go to the top right and click on the calendar icon. Notice there's nothing here. We have yet to set up a schedule. The first step to doing so is you need to create your equipment presets. Again, look to the top right and you'll see daily schedules, exception schedules, and equipment presets. As the whole point of a schedule is to determine when your equipment should be on or off or in any other state, it is important that the presets are configured first. In order to do that, let's click Add Preset. We'll give it a name. In this case, we'll call it Normal Operating Hours. This would be whatever hours you are open for business and allowing the general public or customers or whomever to enter into your building. This is when you would want to have optimal operating conditions. Let's go ahead and assign it a color. Let's give it green. So now that we've created our bucket, let's add some equipment. In this case, we have thermostats and lighting configured for this location. Let's start with lighting. Since we're open for business, we're going to want every single light accounted for and powered on. We'll make sure all these toggles are set to on. We also want to make sure that our store is comfortable for customers and employees alike. Let's review our unoccupied and occupied set points for both heating and cooling. 72 and 73 seems awfully appropriate, so we'll stick with that. And we'll click Save. Now let's add another preset for when a store is occupied, yet closed for business. This is when we have just employees in the store, whether it's an opening or closing shift, or even maintenance. Again, we're going to want all lighting accounted for, but we don't need all lights on. These are display lights. We can turn those off. But while employees are there, we want to make sure that at least the overhead lighting is on. We want to make sure that our thermostats are also on. But we recognize that we don't need the temperatures to be at the levels that they would be if they were full of bodies. We have fewer people, so we can adjust these set points accordingly. As always, be sure to click Save. The last preset we'll create is for when the building is closed. We'll assign that the color red. When closed, we don't need any lights on, so we want to make sure that we are turning them all off. We also need to exert control over our thermostats. We don't need them all on. In fact, we're going to go ahead and turn 3 of them off. And we'll leave this one at the previously adjusted set points from when we were closed but still occupied. Now that we have our presets configured, let's go about setting up our daily schedules. Click Add Schedule. You can call it whatever you want. For this, we will just call it Normal Operating Hours. The calendar looks blank. That's because we need to add our controlled equipment presets to our schedule. You do that by locating the plus sign on the right side here. Click it. Choose the preset. We'll start with closed as we're working left to right. The time will start at midnight. You can grab this and drag it to the appropriate time. For this example, our store opens at 8 a.m. Our opening crew will arrive at 7, so we will drag this to 7 o'clock to make sure that our close conditions are in place from midnight to 7 a.m. From 7 to 8, we have our opening crew on site. They take care of opening duties for an hour until the store opens at 8 a.m. The store will remain open until 8 p.m., at which time the closing crew will get everything closed up and ready to close for the day. Now, this could be awfully tedious doing this for every day of the week. Chances are your schedule is going to be the same for every day. In that case, you can click this icon to copy all these values to whichever days that they would be applicable to. In this case, if Monday through Saturday is the exact same schedule, click all those, click copy, and the work is done for you. Let's assume that we are closed all day on Sunday. And we'll click Save. Exception schedules come in handy if you have special holiday hours. In this case, let's go ahead and add a schedule. We'll call it Black Friday. You select a date, and on this date, the schedule you are creating here will override your standard operating schedule. If you are like a lot of retail businesses that open early on Black Friday, this is where you would indicate that. Again, working left to right, let's say that we will be opening at 3 a.m. So we will have closed conditions from midnight to 2. At which time our opening crew will arrive to prepare for the day. We'll have our normal operating hours from 3 a.m. to 8 p.m. And save. So that was a quick overview on how to create schedules. If you have any questions or need assistance in setting this up, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can contact us via the phone number or email address provided at the end of this video. Thank you.